Kit's dead. He died. Kit, do you want to go for a walk? Sorry, that was mean. I'll take you for a walk after this. Go back to sleep. I know, I feel bad. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Micaela, and today I wanted to make a video addressing a question that was asked in my last video. The last video I did was about why I wasn't choosing to naturalize or become a Japanese citizen, and it sparked a lot of really interesting responses. Interesting as in good, interesting as in hurtful and hateful, but overall very interesting. So thank you very much for all of your feedback. It has been a ride. それで、よく出てた質問に対してちょっと答えしたいと思っております。If I don't plan to turn into a Japanese citizen, then why am I even living in Japan? This answer has several layers, and I'd kind of like to go through them right now. The first layer is the stereotypical TV answer that every foreigner gives when they're interviewed for a TV program. I like Japan because it's a beautiful country. I love the language. The food is delicious. I love nature. It's a very clean country. Everyone is very polite. And there are some really brilliant inventions like onigiri wrappers that open like this, or sushi trains with automatic touch panels. Japan is a fairly well-functioning country in terms of disease control, low crime rates, cost of living, and people are generally polite on a day-to-day basis because it is part of Japanese culture is preserving the harmony. While on the internet you might read a bunch of really hateful comments, that's not the way that people are in real life, so don't let them scare you away. So that's like the vanilla TV answer, but there are actually more dimensions than that. I like Japan, don't get me wrong, I do like Japan and that is where I live right now, but the truth is I also like other countries in Asia too. And luckily, because I'm in Fukuoka Airport has direct flights to neighboring Asian countries. And so it's so easy to go from Fukuoka to Taiwan, to Hong Kong, to Singapore, to Thailand, to yes, Korea, and China. Living in Canada, the country next door is America, and I've crossed the border many times and it's like you don't even really see what the difference is. To be honest, there's nothing that different besides the money. However, living in Japan and say flying an hour to Korea, it's completely different. It's completely different and it can be a little bit scary and intimidating, but it's also thrilling. It's like, I love that thrill, that adrenaline rush you get from being somewhere where you don't understand anything, but you kind of have to just breathe, focus, and figure it out. And living in Fukuoka allows me to do that. I can just go to all these places, but at the end of the day I can come back to Japan where I do feel a little more comfortable. And that's nice. So the third layer is actually the most personal. Canada is a great country in many ways, but like I said, every country has its flaws, and for me there was just one outstanding flaw that I couldn't agree with, and that's ultimately what drove me to want to visit somewhere new. I'm gonna sound super uncool and like grandma-like trying to explain this. I'm explaining it in simple terms because I know that Japanese people watch this video too. I went to high school in a small town. I was born in Vancouver and Richmond, but I grew up in a smaller town away from Vancouver. And going to high school, there's not a lot to do, and people like to fill their time experimenting with drugs and alcohol. For me, that was something that was really hard because I had decided when I was a child, when I was young, I would never do drugs or drink alcohol because, I don't know, something that felt right. I had friends, I had great friends, I love my friends so much, but you know, going to parties and stuff, at first I would go anyway, but because I was not partaking in any of the activities, it just became really hard to relate to everyone because like while they were going on this little journey together, I was kind of like stepping back and being like, okay, this isn't what I want for myself, and so I kind of isolated myself on purpose because it wasn't for me. And coming to Japan changed my life. It felt right. And the reason it felt right was because I was suddenly put into a school that was very strict. We had school 5.5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and then half a day on Saturday. After school, everyone went to club activities, they were playing sports, they were healthy, they were engaged, and they were like motivated. It was completely different from my school experience back in Canada, and I felt like that made more sense to me. And for me, growing up in that environment, like I felt like the discipline made me a better person, and I felt better about myself and like the type of person I was becoming. And even growing up in Japan, so like from what, 18, 19, 20, it was really nice that, you know, when people hang out, they go to karaoke. They go to the game center, they take purikura, they eat cake at a cute little cafe, and they talk and they go shopping. We love Starbucks and sakura lattes, and like that is our excitement for the day. That's what fulfills us. I felt like that lifestyle suited me and the kind of person that I wanted to be and the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to have a lot better than what I was getting living in a small town in Canada. And if you're going through a hard time, I just want you to know that you can use that energy, you can focus it into building yourself into the person that you want to be. Once you're in a place that feels right, like, everything changes. Now that I'm older, I go back to Canada and I visit my friends, because I do love my friends. I visit them and a lot of them have grown out of that. I love going back and I love seeing them and hanging out with them now. I just think that it was really hard growing up like that. And for me, if I had grown up like that, I don't know if I would have been happy with who I was. So I'm really glad that I took this opportunity. I am thankful to Japan. Like, I'm thankful to Japan for raising me. Why am I still in Japan even if I don't want to renounce my Canadian citizenship? It's because I feel comfortable here. I feel comfortable here and I'm happy here, and I just, like, I can live here without becoming a Japanese citizen. Legally, that's fine. It's not an issue. It doesn't mean I don't like Japan. I'm very thankful for Japan, but yeah. I gotta go.